we go on a Wednesday edition. Mr. Relevant, I'm Alex Strouf with you from the Gerber Law Offices. One call, that's all studio at the Avenue, downtown Milwaukee. You're reading the title. The answer's no, but let's get into it. That's Josh DiMaggio. Happy birthday, Joshy. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, dude.
How you feeling?
Like every other day.
Nah, that's not true.
Like every 364 other days.
No. You feel good today. You feel extra good today.
No. You're doing a Ben Brust here.
I'm not a birthday guy.
You're a birthday.
I'm only a birthday guy because the Packers play the Bears. No. I just bring that one up because it's Packers.
You're a birthday guy.
I don't think so.
You feel super special on your birthday, and you think that you copy and paste that to everyone else.
No.
Yeah.
I think I knew it was your birthday 2 weeks before it actually was, which says that you're a birthday guy.
You're talking to Josh, right?
No.
Me? No, the issue with my birthday is sporting events keep landing on my birthday.
It's just
premier sporting events.
So serendipitous.
Last year it was Wisconsin Marquette.
It's a premier sporting event.
It is a premier sporting event.
Do you know that word, Will?
Serendipitous?
I've heard it.
Aren't you from the same hometown as Lita Wise?
Yes, I am.
Former winner of American Idol. His number one song is called Sweet Serendipity.
I mean, that is the most appalling reference I've ever heard in my life.
That's probably fair, but that's how my brain works. Okay.
I hadn't heard that name before you said it.
Lita Wise?
No.
He won American Idol.
Who watches American Idol?
Me.
Of course you do.
No, not still. Actually, I did get back into it a couple of years ago, but then I kind of tuned back out.
I thought that was just for middle-aged people who've got nothing better to do, and they just kind of turn on the TV and eat a TV dinner.
Well, it's probably accurate. I'll tell you what, dude. I actually had one of those nights on Sunday. So we had a big birthday party for you on Saturday night. So Sunday I was just kind of a pile of garbage. Yeah. And as I imagine a lot of us were, because we were out pretty late. So after I got up and after the Brewers game ended, I flipped on American Ninja Warrior, which then turned into America's Got Talent. And I actually watched it intently. Isn't that sad? That's how bad I need football back, because that's what I was watching on Sunday.
And there's certainly going to be people in the audience that take offense to this. There is something that fills me with dread when it comes to those network television sitcoms and TV shows and talent shows that air. It is I envision it as a mindless feed into your brain that is just rotting it away slowly. And I know millions of people watch that stuff. I have no idea who they are, but it's
I would imagine they're double your age.
Yeah, it's
Okay. There's Joshy's first hot take of the day, which we'll have plenty more of. What we've got planned for you today is just a bunch of Micah Parsons. We will obviously get to Will Sommers Wednesday week in review, as we do each and every Wednesday. This will actually be, I think, the second to last Wednesday we do it on a Wednesday, though. We're going to move you to Mondays come football season.
Getting called up.
He's getting called up to the big leagues.
Primetime slot.
Primetime slot, indeed.
I got flexed.
Yeah, just like the Bears will a few times at the end of the season. Back to noon. We will hit One Word Wednesday. Of course, we will do What We Missed, which is presented by Door County Distillery. But the starting point today, of course, the rumor mill. The dog that we love on this program, Pretty Ricky. Formerly a friend of the show, no longer a friend of the show. We may remember about a year ago, I was actively DMing Pretty Ricky during the Jordan Love contract dispute. And then he deleted his account sometime last summer. I think he got caught. And then he popped back up on Twitter, and he's been on a heater.
I don't know if he got caught. I know there were threats and people in search of his actual identity.
But now he's back, and he's been on a heater. He's been getting a ton of stuff right, including as recently as today, Adam Thielen back to the Vikings. That was something Pretty Ricky was on 5 days ago before all of the insiders. So Pretty Ricky knows something. So Pretty Ricky reports last night that the Packers have a good offer on the table for the Dallas Cowboys for Micah Parsons' services, which also includes a $45 million a year contract for Micah Parsons, which is what he's searching for. I believe his last offer was $43 million. And I don't know if that was the contract that Jerry Jones was quoted as saying David Mulgeta told him to stick up his ass, but
I don't think he had to say that word.
Isn't that what Jerry said?
Bit graphic.
Isn't that what Jerry said, though?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just trying to quote. I'm trying to be a journalist here, Josh.
a lot of people say things, we don't repeat them.
Well, I just did. And I'm trying to be a journalist and quote people correctly.
Worse has been said on this program.
And that's absolutely a fact by Hunter right there, the resident Cowboys fan. So it starts there. Then we get a Kay Adams tweet at one point that just says, "You guys," which I actually inferred it more as like, "You guys." How'd you infer it?
I inferred it as that somebody who knows that she has a captive fan base and she is going to farm interactions.
Okay, you've changed your tune a little bit. You were all in on this.
Not her.
Okay.
No, I think there's a lot of people grifting off the Micah Parsons thing.
Oh, we'll get to more of that when we get to our conspiracy segment, because I've got a lot of them, and I actually want to dispel a lot of them when we talk about conspiracies in a moment. But with Micah, it was something that I think, we've kind of done all offseason since the Packers lost in January to the Philadelphia Eagles. We talked about it with Max Crosby. We talked about it with Trey Hendrickson. We talked about it with Myles Garrett. Us as a Packers fan base wants to see the Packers go out and get an elite pass rusher. And now that this Micah Parsons thing has completely exploded, he requests the trade from Dallas formally. He's laying on training tables in their final preseason game over the weekend. Jerry Jones is asking Michael Irvin's help to talk to Micah Parsons and try to bridge the gap between him and the Dallas Cowboys. It seems like this might end up ultimately in a divorce. And so, in year one of a new president in Ed Policy, and a year where it feels like this team needs to get to a Super Bowl or get to a point where they are competing for a championship, this would be a home run swing worth taking. So, I guess I understand the longing from the fan base and the excitement from the fan base when you see Kay Adams tweet, "You guys," or you see, which we'll get to in a moment, John Kuhn tweet Micah freaking Parsons as the Packers sideline reporter.
I just want to say I'm glad I've disrespected him.
You'll have the opportunity to do that again in a couple minutes.
Continue to.
All in all, I get the excitement. But am I at a point on August 27th where a tweeting dog is telling me the Packers are actually in it and I'm believing it? Partially yes, because I want to. But also mostly no, because I just don't see a path for it to work unless you involve, well, dare I say, Xavier McKinney.
Oh, that's not happening.
I just don't know what makes Jerry jump at it. Because, and I think the thing that we lose sight of sometimes is, in order for a trade to go through, especially of this caliber, both teams need to walk away thinking, oh, we won that trade. And unless there's 4 first-round picks involved.
I need to stop you.
Why?
When Jerry's doing a deal, Jerry needs to feel like he wins. It doesn't matter if he's winning or not. You got to massage that man's ego. You got to get him in a good spot. And when you think you've cleared the last hurdle, you got to make sure there's no booby traps waiting for you at the end of it. Mm-hmm. He's fickle. He's all about himself. He's an egomaniac. He's a narcissist. You got to convince him, or somebody has to convince him that this trade is simply too good for him to refuse.
And I think what's impressive, not impressive, that's not the right word to use here. You know what it is. What was impressive that I heard this morning on your show that you produced, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? Gabe kept saying the word uncomfortable, right? If the Packers are to somehow pull this off, which I think we're all in agreement we don't think is going to happen. If the Packers were to somehow pull this off, it needs to be a package that us as fans are uncomfortable with. And that's why I float the idea of a guy like Xavier McKinney. Because I don't think Rashawn Gary contractually makes sense if they are to get a defensive end back in this deal. I mean, Xavier McKinney's contract, A, works better, and B, he's a very good defensive player. And obviously, I think we would all agree, the Packers' best defensive player. So, that's the part where I go, I just don't know how this gets done.
First things first, let me address Xavier McKinney in a deal for Micah Parsons. I send him and plenty of picks. See ya.
Agreed.
Safeties don't matter.
Agreed. I agree with you.
Having a great one's good. Having a Micah Parsons is excellent.
Yep, that's better. Yeah.
I think there's two untouchable Packers on the defense, and that's Edgerrin Cooper and that's Xavier McKinney. I think if they even want anything back, it has to be an edge rusher. They're going to have a huge hole in a season that starts 7 days from now.
Yeah, but so real quick, and I'll let you continue. There's no way us as Packers fans, or in this case, representing the Packers brass, I don't think either of us could mention a name we'd say no to, right? Like Lucas Van Ness, absolutely.
Yeah, see ya.
Yep. Rashawn Gary, if it works.
Bye-bye.
Brenton Cox Jr. Exactly.
You can have him and Enagbare and Aaron Mosby, who I think they cut.
They did cut, yeah. But hey, sign him back just to trade him. Yeah, you can have him too. So I just struggle with how they make this work. Of course I want them to do it, right? Like, of course. This is a problem that it just kind of pisses me off that we've waited until August 27th to, like, seriously as a fan base wrap our heads around the fact that they need to address it. Because Rashawn Gary and LVN probably not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I've been beating the drum
we both
of the
have.
edge for multiple seasons at this point. There's a few things here that I think people want to dismiss immediately because of past experiences. There's been a lot of Packers are in the mix. They're in the field. I've even heard people say, like, we've been down this road before. No, we haven't. When was the last time the Packers were in talks with an all-pro player and we were getting leaks about not only the package, but the deal that he would get had he signed it? That stuff we haven't been in. It's been, hey, J.J. Watt is looking to re-sign. Where's he going to go? Or, hey, Khalil Mack's here. No, the Packers are a dark horse. Or Trey Hendrickson. Ooh, the Packers are a dark horse. It hasn't gotten to the point where we've been told, and I believe this fully, implicitly, that there is an offer on the table.
I agree with you on that.
And I think the hurdle is Jerry Jones. And it is a hurdle that is maybe 1,000,000 feet in the air.
It's a big hurdle.
And a hurdle that might only be jumped if he has a little too much Johnny Walker Blue on a night. Like, these are all things that are going to contribute to this. But I've found it interesting since this happened. All the insiders have one story they're going with. The Packers are interested, and Jerry Jones isn't listening to trade offers. Where is that coming from, and why is everybody saying the same thing? What does that mean? Because if I'm to trust Ricky and there's an offer on the table, who are they offering it to if he's not listening to him? The sky? No one? Like, who's getting the trade offer? There's also legality issues around, you can't just approach Micah Parsons to be like, hey, if we can get a trade done for you, here's this, without being granted permission to do it.
Correct.
So what is the use of, and why is the messaging all similar? Is it just David Mulgeta in the background trying to orchestrate something and using the Packers? Certainly possible.
Definitely in the cards,
but it seems a little more detailed than that. And it seems like offer on the table is telling me Jerry Jones might be presenting, I'm not interested in listening to trades for Micah Parsons, but somebody's getting a trade offer.
How many first-round picks are you giving up?
They can have 3 or 4. I don't care.
Okay.
I think
you view this as, and I know we've heard this comparison 8 million times, and it's a little bit different, but Reggie White, Charles Woodson level.
In terms of caliber of player, Micah Parsons would be the closest thing we've had since Reggie White. As great as Clay Matthews was, he ain't no Reggie White. He ain't no Micah Parsons. Yeah. Micah Parsons' worst season of his career
was last year.
He had 12 sacks.
In 13 games.
Rashawn Gary hasn't sniffed 12 sacks. He's never sniffed double digits.
No. Yeah, I think as high as 8.5.
It's a franchise-changing type of player, and that's why Jerry has said, well, we've got him for at least 3 more years. There's all of that. He's also doing we're not listening to trade offers, but hey, if someone did the Herschel Walker trade, we'd do it, which is classic Jerry because he loves a deal, and he loves wheeling and dealing and thinking he's winning deals. I don't think realistically that he's going to get traded because it is nearly unprecedented for an all-pro player who, if you want to make even more connections back to Reggie White, through this point in both of their careers, they have the exact same amount of pressures.
Really?
Yeah.
Fascinating. I haven't seen that.
In case you didn't know, Reggie White is a Hall of Famer.
I'm aware. Yes, thank you for the history lesson. Yes.
So that's the level of player they're doing with. And what I keep hearing in the back of my mind is Brian Gutekunst telling us it's time we started competing for championships. And a trade for Micah Parsons is a Super Bowl or bust for the next 3 years.
Yep.
You have to get one done. And sure, that's putting probably a deadline on Brian Gutekunst's career, but it's buying him 3 years, 4 years.
Here's the thing on that, though, Joshy, is you mentioned the Goody quote that you hear in the back of your head. What I hear in the back of my head is that policy.
Yes.
He did not sign Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst to contract extensions prior to the season. They both have 2 years left on their deal. He also said he does not want a lame duck scenario. After this year, there's 1 year left on your deal.
Yes.
That would equal a lame duck scenario. So in my head,
a good way to get a contract extension,
go get one of the best defensive players in the National Football League.
Yes.
And so that's why this makes a ton of sense, because it does feel like a move like this would catapult the Packers into favorite territory.
Yeah, they would be a top 3, 4, 5 in terms of Super Bowl odds. They probably wouldn't jump the Lions in terms of NFC North.
It'd make it a hell of a lot closer.
It would certainly close the gap considerably. And it's just one of those things, like, I was having a blast last night, not because I really believed, like, in my heart of hearts that they were going to get a trade
You love
done.
a good rumor mill swirl, though.
Love it. And this is the best part about, like, sports video games being you're the GM. In this spot, I'm able to think about, oh my gosh, imagine what this team's going to look like. And if you give them this much, I think that's fine. The team will be fine. Like, this is what, like, being sports fan is. Like, when I played Madden, the most fun part was the draft, finding players and drafting them, and then signing them in free agency and, like, building a dynasty. This is the stuff that is, like, the most exciting for most of the nerds like us.
I don't know that I love the Madden comparison. Although I will just say this. I was at Walgreens, which we have connected to our building here. And I got this vitamin water. And as I was walking out, there was a little video game stand. And on the top right corner, it showed last year's Madden. Not with who was actually on the cover. It's a picture of Micah Parsons. I took that as a sign. Here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Micah Parsons
telling me
on
you don't love my Madden comparison, but you're seeing signs like you're schizophrenic out there.
Well, I might be. So that's beside the point. But all in all, yeah. So we're 20 minutes into the show. I think we're all at the same point. We don't think it's going to happen, but we'd be very open to it happening and very much advocating for Brian Gutekunst to do whatever it takes. Seriously, do whatever it takes.
Well, and the thing that what this move does is it solidifies the things we've all been thinking and saying. We're sick of being the youngest team. We're sick of building things. We're sick of opportunities to get better and to make big splash moves going away and ending up on different teams, even some within the division. Like, it's a culmination of all the things that would kind of make everybody critical of Goody. And let me tell you, there's going to be guys, even if they get it done, who, even if it's a good deal, are like, this is a bad deal. I paid too much. I'm worried about the future. And it's like, okay, great, pal. Thanks. Sick opinion. I'm just waiting for those in the event because I saw it already. Like, oh, I think they'd have to give up too much. Yeah.
They'd have to give up a lot.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get guys on Hall of Fame trajectories. That's sort of how this all goes. But it would alleviate so many people in the fan base of this guy is in it to win it, because I've heard the criticism more times than I can count of he's not here to win Super Bowls. He's here to make a sustainable business, and hopefully they get lucky.
Yep. And that would not be what this move would be.
This would be
whatsoever.
A chips middle of the table move.
Yeah, and maybe we're overdue for that, frankly. But he did say at the end of last season that it's about time we start competing for championships. Now, that said, does it bother you at all because it bothers me a little bit that the rumor mill is swirling on August 27th. And I understand this guy is one of the best in the league. And he's only been available, quote unquote. And it seems like he's still probably unavailable, but it seems like he's quote unquote available for the first time in the last couple of weeks. But we've known the pass rush and the defensive line was a big bugaboo for this team the last couple of years. And they didn't address it in the draft. They went with a wide receiver, which I think is a sexy pick, especially when the draft is right outside your stadium. And I do think it's going to be a beneficial pick because I think Matthew Golden, as we've discussed many times on this program, is going to be the Packers' #1 target in 2025 right away in his rookie year. But then second round, you go offensive lineman. Not a sexy pick, but a good pick. Third round, fourth round, fifth round. I mean, you really don't address the defensive line. Free agency, you go offensive line and cornerback. You just didn't really address the room at all. And now August 27th, I almost view this as an admission of, hey, we're not good enough. So let's do the ultimate swing and change that narrative a couple days before the season starts.
I think that's a fine take if you don't actually dig into the details.
Okay. Dig into the details.
I think when you talk about game wrecker and game-changing pass rushers, those guys almost certainly always go within the top 10 picks. There are occasions when there are guys who blossom into developmental pieces that overachieve. The Packers very rarely are drafting that high to get an opportunity at a true pass rusher.
And again, I don't know that would make an impact in year one because we saw what happened with Lucas Van Ness when we still viewed this as a bugaboo, but Preston Smith was still on the roster, yada, yada. I guess draft isn't even my biggest concern with this. It's the lack of activity in free agency.
There wasn't any available.
Not to the Micah Parsons level, of course.
I don't think even was there a double-digit sack guy that was made available?
I don't know. But is there a young guy who can come in and make an impact more so than Rashawn Gary or Lucas Van Ness? There was probably somebody you'd feel okay about.
Well, do you want to trade back in Matthew Golden?
No, I'm talking about free agency or...
I just don't think they exist. I think it's very rare that a guy like Zadarius Smith, you get an opportunity to sign a guy who then blossoms into a double-digit sack guy. I don't think those guys come around often.
And they didn't this year.
Yeah, I don't believe so. I think there's certainly... You could have probably upgraded over LVN, but that's not saying a whole lot. And at that point, you want to see out your first-round pick and give them every opportunity to fail.
Fair enough.
Like that's where I have a hard time. I think the Packers, and I believe Shefty said it. They were interested in the Trey Hendricks stuff, and they were kicking that around and trying to see if he was going to becoming available. So to me, I think the Packers have been trying their damnedest, but when it comes to getting one of those guys, adding a mid-level guy, I don't think raises the ceiling enough.
So you don't view it necessarily as an admission of this isn't good enough. You would view it as a once in a lifetime.
No, I think the Packers have known for 2 years their pass rush isn't good enough, but they haven't been able to find the opportunity to find that guy.
And this is the opportunity.
Yes.
Okay, that's a fair take.
I think they are well aware. And
yep.
I think they have a relative amount of confidence in LVN progressing and taking a step forward.
Yeah, but I said that last year too.
But I don't think that Goody and them are sitting around going, "Oh, this is it. We're done here. Our pass rush is exactly where we want it." Like, how can you not watch Rashawn Gary and not be disappointed by the production? Mm. I think you would just be like, that would be malpractice, would it not? Like, he's a good pass rusher. He's not great.
Yeah.
And he disappears for too long, and he doesn't seem to have what it takes to be a double-digit sack guy for multiple years in a row. He's never done it. I think they, given their druthers, I would like to see a Shamar Stewart. Where does he end up if the Packers have opportunity to draft him? Mm-hmm. I believe if he's there at the Packers pick, he's a Green Bay Packer.
Yeah.
Just because they prioritize that position way more, as we've been evidenced by the distance it took for them to draft a wide receiver they just prioritize those guys. Yeah. The problem is they've taken guys that aren't good enough. And that's sort of where you end up having to be when you're drafting anywhere out of the top 10. Mm-hmm. those guys are going to be more projects than the guys who are going in that top 10.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Just quick cleanup on free agency. And again, this is not Micah Parsons, but Josh Sweat was probably viewed as the best edge rusher available.
Yeah.
Signed with Arizona, 4-year, $76.5 million, I think it was. Hassan Reddick was out there. So there wasn't a game record to the level of Micah Parsons. I know one guy they were interested in was Azeez Ojulari, or allegedly interested in. I don't know if they ever made him an offer. He wound up in Philadelphia from the New York Giants, as he stayed in division there. But all in all,
Josh Sweat, 4 sacks, 6 sacks, 7.5, 11, 6.5, 8. That feels like a Rashawn Gary.
Yeah, but I would have viewed that as a swing at least.
I don't view those as swings.
Okay, again, that's the fundamental difference between me and you, I guess. Is
I don't think adding I don't want to say mediocrity. Above average talent takes the pass rush to where they need it to be.
So sure, but I think it puts you in a better spot than you have been, and it brings you closer to the championship that we are all in agreement they need to start competing.
I think
for.
it's so marginal.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
That's the thing I think about those guys. I think if you have 3 Josh Sweats, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
You have 4. Like, I mean, how many of the Eagles had double-digit sacks? Like, not
several.
Yeah, and they were just rushing a million guys at you at all different times.
Very good defense.
Like that to me is if you assemble a cast of like all the guys that are at that mid to pretty good level, you're probably going to have some success.
Yeah. I agree with you. Does Jerry Jones even want to deal with the Packers of all teams?
See, I've seen people insinuating that.
He hates us.
I don't know if he hates the Packers as much as he hated Mike McCarthy and his defensive coordinator. And I think he thinks that team was good enough. And like it was their own failure that got him to that point.
It did bring him back for another year, though.
Well,
Josh, I'm telling you, the 2 teams Jerry Jones does not want to trade with are the Philadelphia Eagles and then the Green Bay Packers. He would rather trade Micah to the Washington Commanders before the Packers. Like that's the level you talk about his ego, but everyone seems to forget his ego is also a level of spite, and that's how he feels about those 2 franchises. Like it's going to need to be 4 first-round picks, or we genuinely have to have a wellness check on Jerry Jones if it's anything under that from the Packers. Because I'm a Cowboys fan.
That might be an overdue wellness check. In fairness,
but yes, but like it's that level of like that's how he feels about those 2 teams. Also, I feel like, and this is something that was talked a lot about Micah Parsons when it came to the playoffs and playing the Packers and things like that. He has not been good in the playoffs. He's great in the regular season. He does not show up in playoff games. He has 1 sack in 4 games and 2 QB hits in 4 games.
I'd like to see it for myself.
Yeah, I think that's Clayton Kershaw also couldn't pitch in the playoffs until he did.
And teams
I think great players are great players.
I think after 4 full NFL games in the playoffs, you should show up more than that if you're going to be that level of a player. And teams literally just run directly at him.
Yeah.
Plays one playoff
well,
game.
They weren't running at him. They were running at the safety they had playing linebacker that Jordan Love laughed at in Micah Parsons' face about.
And then when he played D-end against San Francisco, they literally ran directly at him. They ran every run play right at Micah Parsons. And they just wore him down by running right at him.
So as a Cowboys fan,
game.
it sounds like you want to trade.
He should be on the cheap. He can't play in the playoffs.
I'm just making sure you guys understand what you're in store for. You're going to have a great 17 weeks in the regular season, and then offensive coordinators for good teams will run right at him.
I'd like to see it for myself.
I think your heart is overweighing what you know to be an irrational opinion.
Ignore
4
the numbers.
Games
That's
is not
fine.
17. It's 4 games. It's not 17. Like playoff performances. Like what was his health? Was he not feeling fully healthy in any of those games? Did you learn about any injuries in the offseason? Like
nope.
All that stuff.
He never had any
great.
surgeries then in the offseason. He always said that he was completely fine. And he was completely fine to throw his teammates under the bus.
Just cut him. Can't do it in the playoffs. What the hell do you want him? The hell do you
then
want him?
Then why is Jordan Love
on the team?
the
Did he make the 53?
He can't do it in the playoffs. Like you guys, that's the same thing people have said about Jordan Love.
He beat the Cowboys.
He beat your bum ass franchise.
And the Cowboys beat the defending Super Bowl champs. They got one playoff win with him. I'm saying he doesn't show up in the playoffs. He doesn't show up in the big regular season games either. He beats up on bad teams. He put up 4 sacks against the Jets. Like those.
CeeDee Lamb didn't show up in that game.
Dak Prescott doesn't show up in the playoffs.
I understand that.
Didn't show up in the Super Bowl.
You have a team problem, not a player issue.
This is not a Micah Parsons issue.
I'm
Dan
telling
Quinn
you,
got manhandled, toyed around like a ball of yarn and a little kitten. That's all that was.
they will run right at him every single chance they get.
Great, and then Andrew Cooper will rip their bleeping heads off.
After they got 4 yards because he gets blown up off the line.
I've had enough.
I agree. I'd like to see it for myself. Way it sounds to me. Why'd he make the 53? Unbelievable. All right, put your tinfoil hats on.
Has there ever been a single player in history other than James Harden that actually falls apart in the playoffs?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Star players?
But Micah Parsons, duh.
I mean, the only one I can think of was Clayton Kershaw, but like you said, he
overcame that.
yeah.
He then overcame that and became a Hall of Famer World Series winner.
Is that good?
Yeah, I heard.
Mike chimes in. 49% of Parsons' sacks are against the Commanders, Eagles, Panthers, and Giants. Not exactly perennial contenders
teams.
except the Eagles. Parsons has no sacks against the Packers or
Eagles?
Niners. But also, he listed 3 division teams.
Eagles?
Yeah,
Are bad?
He said no perennial contenders except the Eagles.
And also those Eagles games that he got the sacks in was the bad season. They were the bad seasons of those Eagles teams when they were like Sirianni almost got fired.
So are you Team Jerry then? Do you want to lowball this guy? I guess I don't understand this issue. I'm confused on the Cowboys fan stance here.
I don't have a problem if they I understand paying him because of those regular season numbers. If I'm talking for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, I understand them doing it. My frustration is the fact that he gets offered the most money of any defensive player ever, and they're just like, nah, we're good. And then it's, oh, okay, now we have to try and trade him. It's just, I'm frustrated by the entire situation. I understand them wanting to bring him back. But this idea that he is the piece to put a team over the hump, I've seen them in big games and big regular season games, him get schemed around.
I struggle with the argument of this guy doesn't put a team over the hump when he's been a top 3 voted player for Defensive Player of the Year 3 of his 4 years in the NFL.
And
That's
then in the moments when the team needs him and he's not beating up on bad teams, he does not do anything to change those games.
Here's what I can localize this because we're way too in the weeds of Hunter's fandom. Remember when Aaron Rodgers couldn't construct fourth quarter comebacks?
I do.
What did he do after that?
Construct fourth quarter comebacks.
Did he not have, I don't know, some of the most impressive Hail Marys you've ever seen?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Leading
Is
entire
it easier
drives?
to game plan and scheme around an edge rusher or a quarterback? No, Josh, which one is it easier for a team to scheme around?
You have a bad opinion. Just get over it. You're invested in him. He's let you down, and now you think forever he's not going to perform. It's a bad opinion. It's not how sports work.
Which one is
it's
it?
Not how
You're
great
not
athletes
answering the
work.
question,
It's
Josh.
a bad
Which one is it?
opinion.
Answer the
Move
question.
on. I don't know what your question is because I stopped listening to you, and I'm not going to listen anymore. It's crazy.
It's easier to scheme
crazy.
around a defensive end.
This is insane.
All right. Glad this has worked.
Goodness.
It's crazy.
It's easier to scheme around a defensive end and take them out of a game.
Stop!
The Cowboys scored 12 points when they lost to the 49ers in 2023 in the playoffs. Just want to put
12
that out there.
points!
12 points.
It's Micah Parsons'
Why
fault.
did he score touchdowns?
And they gave up how many
Micah
rushing
Parsons'
yards,
fault.
Will?
I can't do this.
Wasn't it close to 300?
I saw the Packers do that too.
Huh.
This isn't unique.
Almost like he didn't change those games.
Do you want him to get sacks or do you want him to stop a run game? What does he get paid for?
Been a finalist,
but he doesn't even get sacks. He doesn't even get to the quarterback in those games.
In the world.
What do you mean he doesn't get sacks?
In those games, he doesn't get sacks. He got to the quarterback twice in 4 games.
The Cowboys allowed 113 rushing yards.
Thank you, Will. Thank you for your service.
And the Cowboys had 76 rushing yards.
All right. Put your tinfoil hats on. Oh, my God. 114, you said?
13. You're giving him too much credit.
I can't. Wow. That was good. All right, let's talk conspiracies. Let's dispel some conspiracies. You couldn't have drawn that up any better. I mean, come on. You feel a little bit better?
No.
Happy birthday to you. All right. So this thing is taking a life of its own. From the dog Twitter to flight tracking to bad tweets to following on Instagram. Let's just dive into this a little bit. So some of the rumors today has been that Micah Parsons has been following Packers players left and right, including the Packers account on Instagram. So Will did a deep dive, and he confirmed that not only does Micah Parsons not follow the Packers on Instagram, he does follow Jordan Love, but they've same age, they train together, they've been on vacation together, right? So Will did a little search and found Micah Parsons actually follows me on Instagram. Look at this. How fun is this?
Hold on a second here. Do you know that Will made a joke?
I'm also making a joke. Yeah. I'm just kidding. He doesn't actually follow me on Instagram. But I'm saying this is how easy it is to see something and run with it. Be like, whoa, he followed the Packers on Instagram. Whoa, he followed me on Instagram. Must be listening. Hey, Micah, come on over. Number 2, the flight tracker. We did this with Brett Favre back in the day. Right. So there was a flight this morning from Austin Straubel Airport in Green Bay to the secondary airport in Dallas. Not DFW, but I forget the name of it off the top of my head. Allenton or something like that.
Field.
Probably the one the rich people with rich people with
yeah, it's
jets
private
like
jets.
that.
Yeah, it's where private planes go outside of Dallas. And so everybody assumed this was Goody, who has a press conference in Green Bay in 52 minutes, or Ed Policy.
Jordan Love going out there.
Jordan Love's going to, do a little recruitment. So this plane tracker graphic went viral today. Everybody's like, wow, what is this? I did a little deep dive. I figured it out.
I was going to say, you can put tail numbers in and they'll show you owners.
Yes. It is owned by a company.
Yeah.
Whose name I don't remember off the top of my head. Not important. But I later found out one of the main investors is the vice president of the Green Bay Packaging Company, which happens to be a massive corporation in Green Bay. This is not the Packers. This is not the Packers plane. By the way, it is a giant plane.
This is a guy just doing a work trip.
This is a guy going to Texas to do some work. So that's that. Conspiracy 3 was the tweets without context. Right, so I mentioned the Kay Adams. You guys, this is the one though that I think really went over the top because it got over 2 million views.
So your "you guys" tweet has now gone from at one point it sounded like you were doing a Frank Sinatra impression.
You guys,
and now you're closer to hey you
guys.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to say what she tweeted, but yeah, it's gone all over the place.
Think of your girlfriend and how she would say something like
you
that.
guys.
Yes.
Oh, I nailed that.
Yes.
Right. I should think of her.
Kind of sounded like Kay Adams a little bit there, too.
You guys. John Kuhn, who is the sideline reporter and obviously a former Packer for the Packers Radio Network, tweeted this last night saying, Micah freaking Parsons. No context, right? Just Micah freaking Parsons. This was at about 10 p.m. when all of this was really in the whirlwind and Josh was up late past his bedtime tweeting.
I was in bed by 9:15.
But I think this is what extra to an extra level made people think like this was going to pop. Oh my God, it's going to happen tonight. John Kuhn is employed by the Packers Radio Network. He's tweeting Micah freaking Parsons. Matt Schneidman of The Athletic texted John Kuhn today and said, 2 million views. You know what you did, effectively. You should be ashamed of yourself. John Kuhn responded, I tweet like 10 times a year. I need a catch-up. I have said many times I am not in the news-breaking business. So this was just him reacting to the dog rumor on Twitter. And it took a life of its own because he's a guy on the Packers Radio Network.
Is he still?
Yeah, he's still a sideline reporter.
I've never heard John Kuhn say that. Forgive me for never listening to anything John Kuhn does aside from Packers stuff, but I didn't take that as any real indication.
No, but others did.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with the instantaneous news-breaking world we live in on the internet, is we want instant gratification, and the minute a dog tweeted about Micah Parsons and the Packers potentially having a deal and yada yada, everybody just wanted to be lathered in information that was, oh my God, it's going to happen tonight.
You also saw a lot of people who, and I want to use publication here roughly, the blog people.
Yeah.
A lot of them weigh in with some sort of hinting like they knew something. I would say the vast majority, if not all of them, don't really have any way to find information like that. I don't want to there's another radio host who I do believe has people in the building that talks to him. But the other people who are like the names you randomly see up talking about, they work for like, I don't want to disparage any specific one, A to Z Sports, or those weird websites that do cover the Packers, but they don't have a beat writer there. Those people all are like, yeah, I'm hearing stuff. There's some smoke here. You're just trying to get likes. I can see what you're doing. You're getting interactions. And that's just what this all always turns out into. I don't discredit Ricky anymore because of that, though.
He's been wrong a lot, too.
Yeah, of course, but also Ricky can be wrong when a deal falls through. I mean, the Thielen trade almost fell through.
It did. He was 5 days early on.
Right, but they were engaged in, and even then he was more certain about it, which would make me believe there's more there than there is with the Micah Parsons to the Packers.
Oh. So I guess we'll see. I still lean it's not going to happen. But boy, is it fun to suspend reality on a Wednesday in August.
It's the best.
It's the best. I mean, we've got a week and a half until real football.
I mean, we would have been in here talking about Mecole Hardman, who's now on the practice squad. That feels noteworthy.
We're going to get to that in one word.
We would have been talking about that and Isaiah Simmons.
Yep. And maybe a little bit.
This is way more fun.
Yeah, it's way more fun.
Way more fun.
You got to yell at Hunter. Hunter got to yell at you. It's good. It's good stuff.
We did have something sent to us. We've got a address here. I'm putting this up on the stream now. That is Micah Parsons at DFW.
Yeah, but also it's like from a random account.
I know.
Do we know that picture was taken today?
No, that was
like
just
Larry
Ryan
Fitzgerald when it
Wollersheim sent that to us. So I just wanted to make sure to continue the conspiracies.
If we could see the TSA and if they were still taking their shoes off, we'd know that was old. But unfortunately, we can't do that.
I do not see any shoes.
No.
He's wearing a beanie, though, in Dallas? What's the temp in Dallas today?
No, he wears those regularly.
Is that just his thing?
Yeah, because he was wearing that when he was falling asleep on the training table.
That's a good point. Good point by you.
I also saw somebody wearing a winter
87.
hat like 2 weeks ago, and it was like 90.
87 in Dallas. What else is everybody else wearing? The guy in the back's wearing a hoodie, but I always wear a hoodie to the airport.
It's way better than Mecole Hardman.
Way better.
It's way better. So the Big Cheese tweeted that picture Hunter just flashed.
Oh, Jane Slater, Cowboys. Hang on. No, Cowboys reporter, Ryan Wollersheim sent this, and this is a legit. Jane Slater, he's not headed to Cabo. She's told that he's getting a second opinion on his back, per sources. So she's legit.
So he is
she's
in the
their
airport.
Yeah, she's their sideline reporter. Like for Packer fans that actually want if you're going to pay attention to Micah and Cowboys stuff, she's a trusted one on Twitter. She's
sideline
solid.
reporter we can trust.
Yes,
like that. Like that.
I was also interested in. There was one thing we haven't mentioned. Was Micah's brother was tweeting about it. Yeah. I didn't really understand what the GIF meant, but then he said the same thing Hunter did about the Packers and Jerry not wanting to trade to them.
I kind of believe that because it's Jerry.
Yeah, the one thing I don't understand, though, if your brother is seeking to truly get traded or get paid the most, wouldn't you not want to be commenting on this isn't worth blood? That seems like a strategically strange to me.
It's 2025. People don't think. People don't think.
Micah Parsons does his own podcast and then like doesn't list his teammates as like the top of their positions, like CD and like other guys. Like that's
a family thing.
Yeah, like they don't think that stuff through all the time.
I did notice he is a Twitch streamer though, so that was a different level of. I've got my own thing to push here, so I need to throw my hat in the ring.
Yeah, you got to catch the algorithm and got to play the game.
That's true. All right, Will, it's your time to shine, buddy. Are we coming back to football now?
Football weather's back, which means I'm ready to do the first ever Will's Weekend Recap, Pigskin Edition.
Oh wow, let's go.
Hunter, hit the music.
Hunter, play my music.
Thank you. Let's go out to Lambeau Field where the Packers took on the Seahawks on Saturday. The game got off to a rough start for the Packers on the first drive when Malik Willis took after a greedy kid trick-or-treating on Halloween. And instead of taking the fun-size Snickers bar, he went for the king-size Heath, as his pass intended for Malik was picked off by Ty Okoda. But on the ensuing drive, Jalen Milroe looked like Rihanna on third down, the way he stood still under his umbrella when Quay Walker sacked him to force a punt. Malik Willis looked like Harry Potter on the Quidditch field the way he found the golden snitch with a 39-yard pass to Matthew, which was followed up by a 1-yard touchdown pass to Romeo Doubs. Although he's a rookie, El Gersma looks more like El Durzma the way he led a touchdown drive early in the second quarter. Mecole Hardman ran by Coleman, Seth for a 14-yard gain, and Will Shepard herded the ball into his hands for a 3-yard touchdown for the Green and Gold to go up 17-0. Right before the end of the half, Daniel Whelan punted to Seahawks Jake Bobo, whose job as the punt returner may be no-mo after he muffed the catch. The Packers would take over and Brandon McManus would net a field goal for a 20-0 lead headed into the half. The third quarter sounded like a solid country concert as Dixon and Whelan went back and forth punting footballs and sitting on the tailgate of their respective benches. Micah. The Seahawks trailed 20-7 with under 3 minutes remaining in the game when Jalen Milroe fumbled the ball back to the Packers, and Sean Clifford looked like Travis Kelce the way he got on a knee to run out the clock and secure a Green and Gold win. With your Will's Weekend Recap, I'm Will Sommers.
All right. Not your best. Not your best. The Jake Bobo line was my favorite.
I didn't get the El Gersma.
He's a rookie, but he's an elder.
Oh, it was worse than I thought.
I actually caught that one. That's how you know it was bad. Good efforts. Now, I will say this, Will, in your defense, you can't use your fastball in the preseason.
No, I told you yesterday, I'm still in the preseason too.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
he hasn't hit mid-season form.
I thought you'd appreciate the Rihanna one, the umbrella.
It was almost like you tried too hard.
Yeah.
Under his umbrella, maybe.
I think you need to lean more into singing there. You got to fully give yourself up to the bit.
Yeah, it's true.
Less monotone.
Yeah, you were a little monotone today.
Yeah.
Good effort, though. Good effort.
Was there a Golden later, or did you just refer to Matthew Golden as Matthew, and then was that a biblical reference you were making?
He was making a Harry Potter reference.
It was a Harry Potter, the Golden Snitch,
Quidditch.
but I didn't want to use Matthew Golden again, so I just said Matthew. I'm also saving my Golden ones because I'm hoping there will be a bunch.
Yeah, Golden and Love are two good names for what you do here.
Again, not using my fastball right away.
All right.
So you're admitting you held back on us.
I'm admitting I'm still in the preseason.
Okay.
He's not playing the starters yet.
I played one drive.
And I mean, honestly, he was saying names I didn't really recognize.
That was the other thing, too, is a good amount of those guys, or at least some of them, we will never hear again, their names in one of these. So it was an opportunity to try to get some reps in there.
Thank you, El Durzma. All right. It's also Wednesday, which means we're doing a little one-word Wednesday. We've got a ton to get to that we didn't cover during our Micah Parsons nonsensical portion of this program. Truly ridiculous day. All right, Hunter. Let's Let's get back to it. What are you looking at? What's wrong?
Is there music happening?
No, not yet.
No, I'm saying outside the building.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Are you having a stroke?
I don't know what I swear I heard music playing that wasn't coming from Hunter.
Oh, okay. Well, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. Biggest news of the week.
My word's going to be breaking. I got to break this to the Swiftie in my house. Electric, what a rush. That was... I sent engaged, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. And she said, what?
Oh, wow.
And I sent her the link to it and then set off a fury of...
Yeah, my word is going to be ruined. Not referring to their marriage. I'm referring to my night.
Yeah.
The text I got back was, they've been dating for about the same time as us.
I can't believe she's getting engaged before me.
Okay, so I'm not alone in this. And then I got a TikTok sent to me of a woman saying, people are asking me what it's like to be engaged at the same time as Taylor Swift. And then she said, it's amazing. And my girlfriend said, wouldn't know. So, yeah, I had a great night last night. Thanks, Travis. Appreciate that a lot. So ruined my word.
My word's numbers. I feel like a lot of people are going to get engaged or follow in their relationship's going to have a similar pace to Travis and Taylor. So
it's like that phenomenon that happens in groups of girls where one gets pregnant and then all of them follow suit shortly thereafter. Fascinating.
Brewers pitcher Abner Uribe got a save the other night.
Genius, my word.
Nervous.
Yeah, nervous would be another good one, actually, right? Yeah, so I guess, it was good to see. Give McGill the night off. Abner and McGill both get a night off yesterday, including a bunch of other pitchers, as their bullpen's been a little taxed the last couple of nights. Shuffle things around again tonight if it gets that scenario. Otherwise, might be looking interesting the rest of the week, but genius.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't as nervous as you were. I think Trevor McGill's good. I think Abner Uribe, in his defense and a little bit in your support, he's plenty good enough to be the closer.
Yeah.
I was super high on him last year, and then he was almost immediately sent down to the minor leagues. Some of that, I believe, was because he decided to fight a team.
It did happen last year,
and he seemed to be the instigator behind the fight, if I'm remembering correctly.
You see the way he swings his arms, McGregor style?
I like his attitude. That he's just a fun guy to watch. And I don't think he's going to claim that position all year.
I don't either.
I do think there could be a potential in the future if maybe McGill is at a spot where they feel like he's pitched a lot recently, that they just flip them, or they just say, you're fully have the day off, Abner's good enough.
Flip them.
I don't think there's going to be a change of job.
Flip them.
I think for the rest of the year out, Trevor McGill is going to have the most saves unless he completely stops figuring out how to get them.
Got to find his curveball again, Will.
I think the word here is breather. Just giving Trevor McGill a break and a chance to reset. Obviously, I think they're going to use him again when the Brewers have a sizable lead and he can kind of just get his confidence back a little bit, because baseball is obviously a very mental game, so that's my word.
Do you think in the playoffs they'll do sort of what they did with Hader for a while, and then he became sort of just a full-time...
Yeah.
Where it was like, even though he's the guy we have functioning as our closer, we need these outs against these three guys here. So it's the seventh, I don't care.
I think it's very possible. I'm super intrigued to see how they handle Mizorowski in the postseason. Me and Will talked about that. I talked to Gabe Neitzel about that a little bit ago. I don't know what his role is come the postseason, unless he gets completely dialed back in, but they're going to have options.
I was under the impression that they were not going to move him out of the starter position. They were going to use what's the word they use for it? The Opener. I did hear that as potential. I can't see them asking him to come out of the bullpen. Especially with how
you mentioned the mental aspect. That would mess with your mentals. But
I could see him.
But we'll see. All right, what's next, Hunter?
Well, we're going to stick with the Brewers as they have come away with the wins, but blown back-to-back 6-run leads.
Defense.
Wins is my word. At least they won.
Tested. Getting battle tested.
We've got college football starting this week. The Wisconsin Badgers are 17.5-point home favorites against Miami of Ohio.
And my word is might, for I might watch.
What? It's past your bedtime at 8 o'clock?
No.
Mine is going to be Will. I will watch.
And now we go to Will.
I'm going to go under. Don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, which is the reason why I probably will not watch.
My real answer is cover. You gotta cover.
Gotta cover.
This might be their one chance.
God. Hey, pipe down.
Okay, that's disrespectful. Finally,
As favorites.
NFL quarterback Graham Mertz made the Texans' 53-man roster.
Shocking.
Surprise.
Nepotism?
What?
That's the only way I could see him making the roster. He threw like 4 interceptions his first preseason game.
And then followed it up
horrible.
going 14 of 16
It was like he was
and throwing
playing
a
with his eyes
touchdown.
closed.
He was actually awesome in their finale.
A good word is Cephas. Graham Mertz throwing a touchdown to Quinn
Cephas.
was, I thought I was like having a stroke to bring it back. It was, I said, who did he just say that touchdown was to? From who? Unbelievable. Did Cephas get cut? Do we know?
Yes, he did.
I mean, Graham Mertz is just a
Nepotism.
leader of men. He's one of those guys you just need him in the locker room.
Go run your Mertz's good account.
Are you going to get a Mertz? It's Texans, right?
Yeah.
Mertz Texans jersey.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Oh,
I think you have to. You're far too committed into this bet.
yeah. I might have to DH gate one of those. I'm not paying full
Yeah,
price.
he's got the Andrew Vaughn one. Might as well commit to the.
This is a
Mertz bit.
years-long affair, and he meets the NFL. You gotta have every version.
Oh,
of
it's
the
more, Joshy. It is far longer than a years-long affair.
No, I meant like since he was in college.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this dates back.
I mean, I said this to Strouf before the show because I told him I was going to bring this one up. I genuinely think Mertz is going to be a guy that is a backup for like the next 5-6 years because he like actually will have some level of stability with him because he just hadn't had a lot of that in college with everything that was going on. So I think he's just one of those guys. He has enough physical tools that he will just always be the backup for them because they're just like, yeah, he's beating out these other guys. Like, we're good with
hold on.
CJ
He's the backup's
Stroud.
backup.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
He's the backup's backup.
I don't think Davis Mills is like necessarily a longer term plan at backup. So I think at some point he's going to move on somewhere else, and Mertz will just end up being their backup.
There's a chance he's the big red dog, and he sticks around for a while and then ends up cut. But there's also a chance he carves out a nice little career, and then he becomes an answer to a trivia question of, there was 8 starters for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2027. Name each of them, and there'll be one.
If Graham Mertz
Mertz
starts an NFL game, the amount of cash I would gamble against him is probably not healthy.
And I would fade you in a heartbeat just to do it. Because then if I was right, I would become more insufferable than Josh is when he's right.
In honesty, though, good for Graham. I never
good for
saw
him.
it coming. He defied everything I've thought of him since his five touchdown game against Illinois. This is the highest point I feel like for him since then.
I would agree.
It's huge.
He won the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Come on.
Then he broke the trophy.
He did.
It's probably going to be the highest point ever. It's all downhill.
A day after it's announced.
No,
Will.
2027
Wow.
when he's playing for the
Hunter, you
Bengals
might
because
wanna-
Joe Burrow's hurt, he's going to get a W against the Bears just because you said that.
You might want to DH get a practice penny when he's not able to get off the practice squad the next couple of years.
William!
Goodness. I didn't know you had such strong feelings about Graham Mertz.
It's not good.
Assault.
As he's
Dude,
an
he
NFL
made a
quarterback.
roster. McCole Hardman didn't make a roster. Well, he made a practice squad. McCole Hardman on the Packers practice squad. We'll get to that and what we
wild.
missed. Which goes on right now, and that is presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Elevate whatever you got going on this Labor Day weekend with Door County Distillery. Whiskeys, rums, vodkas, gins, all the in-betweens, brandies for old-fashioned. They got a cherry brandy, which is terrific for an old-fashioned. Or if whiskey's more your speed, there's single malt whiskey, terrific in old-fashions as well. Personal favorite, of course. You've heard me talk about it before, the bourbon. Door County Distillery does it best. And they have an awesome search tool on their website if you're in the state of Wisconsin. Go to doorcountydistillery.com, click the drop-down box, find the product you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for the bourbon, maybe you're looking for the cherry brandy. Click that on the box, type in your zip code, boom. Shows you the retailer nearest you all over the state of Wisconsin. All right, so a couple things we missed. Packers cut down day. No huge takeaways. They only keep 4 linebackers, which I thought was interesting. Both Christian Welch and Isaiah Simmons cut.
They have signed, since the show started, a 5th guy. He was a 6th-round pick not too long ago.
Who are they going to release?
I do not know. I think practice squad.
They signed Nick Neiman, linebacker Nick Neiman, according to Bill Huber of SI. Yeah, exactly. But interesting nonetheless. As it's a team with only 4 linebackers right now. Otherwise, McCole Hardman does come back to the Packers on the practice squad. I think that's something to keep an eye on ahead of week 1 because we don't know who will be returning kicks or punts. As they didn't keep Israel Abdiconda. They didn't keep... they do have Savion Williams. Maybe he's an option back there, but McCole Hardman on a practice squad is something to keep an eye on for that. So,
I have one legit takeaway.
Go ahead.
Rich Bisaccia's reign over the roster and decision-making, done.
It's done.
All the guys you thought were going to be the ones he could be like, oh, yeah, that he has to, It was as if they ignored special teams.
Other than the 3-year extension they signed long snapper Matt Orzech to, yeah.
Yeah. That seems like that was their, hey, we're not giving you anything you want, but here's your long snapper.
Yep. Which,
locked up.
I mean, we've been asking the question for years now. What does Rich Bisaccia do exactly? For $2 million a year? We don't know the answer still.
Not be good enough. That's the only answer I have.
That's the only answer I have as well. I think we were good enough today. This was an interesting show. From Micah Parsons' discussion to a riveting back and forth between Joshy and Hunter.
I think Will disparaging Graham Mertz was my favorite moment.
The practice penny was a good line.
It was uncalled for though. It was disrespectful.
Every year is going to be his year, and it never has been.
Why? My disdain for Graham Mertz is how he performed after
as a Badger.
Yeah, after I raised my level of excitement to the highest level. Were you just gambling on Florida games and he was letting you down? Because I also hated Bo Nix because I bet on Bo Nix at Auburn a lot.
Yeah, Florida's
and then that
defense
made me,
was garbage. People should not have been betting on their games at all.
That made me his arch rival.
Well,
I wasn't gambling on him at all. I just don't think he's a good quarterback.
Okay.
He was very highly touted. He had a very good first year and then just fell off the face of the earth.
Is there a connection here to perhaps maybe...
There's no deeper...
whatever, Illinois
cut.
football?
I just simply don't think he's good.
Wow, just a hater. Unbelievable.
And Illinois also beat Wisconsin the past couple
All
times.
right, well, Will is off on Friday for no particular reason. He's definitely not going to support his friend who plays for Illinois.
I'm suspending him.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. He's been suspended for disparaging Graham Mertz.
Gladly accept.
Hunter and Joshy and I are back with you Friday as we get ready for the weekend. We'll talk some more Brewers on Friday.
After a huge Badgers blowout win.
Oh, yeah, we'll recap that as well on Friday. Oh, my God. We have Badgers football on Thursday. That's so weird.
Badger volleyball opens the season Friday night.
All right. Hunter's going to be a busy man coming up. Maybe Thursday should have been. The Thursday game is weird, man. But anyway. All right. That does it for us. We're back with you Friday at 12:30 Central, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, ESPN Wisconsin app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I do some weird side tangents sometimes. Have you noticed?
That one was...
Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks.
Talk to you on Friday. Peace.